My name is Raymond Ndung'u. I am in my third year at the Nairobi Institute of Reformed Theology. I am married to Abigail Nyambura, and together we have a one-year-old daughter whose name is Shiro. And I am a member at Emmanuel Baptist Church in Nairobi. I was in high school when I became a Christian. I was 15 at the time. I believe that the church in Kenya and even in Africa does not lack for zeal and passion. That's something that we are thankful to God for. People are very zealous, and they give of their time and of their money to God. But then there's also the reality that in Kenya and in Africa as well, there has been the quip that Christianity in Africa is a mile wide but only an inch deep. Such a statement would not thrive unless there was truth in it, and there is truth in it. So that the reality, for instance, of robust Trinitarian theology, just a deep knowledge of the God we worship, of His attributes, so that we might glorify Him. The understanding of salvation as it is rooted in our union with Christ. Some of these truths are really distant and alien to even genuine believers who can spend their entire lives going to church without really getting to know the biblical truths well expounded to them. There is a true need in Africa, but there's also as well, praise be to God, a genuine move that we are seeing in the church, a desire, especially from young people, to learn and to know God more. The Lord has graciously enabled me here at NIRT to learn various things and to grow during my time here through this course that is offered here at NIRT in partnership with PRTS, in such ways that coming in as a local here in Nairobi and learning really from lecturers who are teaching us from the highest level of theological training, there is the unique blend there that I believe God has given me access to, in the sense that I am able to sympathize with the students coming in, particularly given the unique challenges and expectations that they might have coming into such a program that has obviously grown, so to speak, in the West, and that has been embraced over time, but that is quite new to us, given also just the rigor and the requirements that are expected. I might be helpful by God's grace, having gone through the program myself, to the students coming in. Another reality also is, because NIRT is a school that is very much in its incipiency, it is starting, then the lecturers themselves, with regards to organization, with regards to preparing also for classes and grading papers, some of the work that many of the advanced seminaries have teaching assistants to perform, NIRT has had to rely very heavily on its lecturers to do really all of the work, from preparing the lectures to grading and to even having some of that one-to-one correspondence with the students. And so while all of that has been good and helpful, there is very much a place for someone who would step in and ease that burden a bit from the lecturers by being able to teach some classes, grade some papers, and help with the running of the courses. And I believe that by God's grace, being that being in my final year now, I have been able to acclimatize and to understand the way seminary works, and to work with also some teaching assistants and see how they do it. And so by God's grace, He has prepared me for this. And lastly as well, just the reality that by God's grace, I've been able to understand the languages well and to use them even in my own studies and devotion, then being asked, for instance, to step into the role of helping to teach first year, first semester students, Greek 1 would be something that in God's help I would be able to assist with. And that is an actual need that NIRT has presently. And so it does seem as if the needs that have arisen in the course of time at NIRT, then God has providentially caused those to interlock with the unique ways that He has been training and preparing me through the course as I have been studying.
Greetings from Nairobi, Kenya. My name is Kenneth Ndung'u. I serve as the pastor at Emmanuel Baptist Church, and currently I serve as the managing director of Ecclesia Africa, under which we have the Nairobi Institute of Reformed Theology, NIRT. We are encouraged by the ways in which the Lord has blessed the efforts of this young ministry. I have gone to a college in Africa myself, and I have been around multiple efforts that have had to do with the desire of establishing a Bible college and seeking to see the Africans or the locals that are being instructed be raised up to a level that increasingly makes the foreigners or the missionaries coming in less and less necessary. Given I've seen that attempt many times, it is very encouraging to me that in a short while God has granted to NIRT, or Nairobi Institute of Reformed Theology, the opportunity of actually seeing one of its students to be able to successfully complete the program and get to a place where he is not only looking to start off his THM, but is able to look back and begin to give meaningful help to those who are still in the program. This opportunity right now for us is in the brother Raymond Ndung'u. I have known Raymond Ndung'u for many years. Our paths crossed while he was still a student pursuing engineering at a school we called JQuat. We had the privilege at Emmanuel Baptist Church of receiving him, not just as a member, but he also went through our internship program. The congregants of our church have had the opportunity many times to be edified by his preaching. He's a brother who has a good reputation as a godly man who loves Christ and loves his bride. His ministry is not just one that is formally evidenced or experienced behind the pulpit, but is amongst the saints. His love for the saints has been shown oftentimes in his one-on-one discipling. We are encouraged by the kind of mind that God has given him. He's clearly a good thinker and a deep thinker who not only thinks well, but loves deeply the God that he is articulating. And so we are hopeful that this brother granted the opportunity to be able to instruct other students, that this will serve the vision that NIRT has tremendously. We long to see pastor scholars as being the primary product of this institution. So not just merely academic people, but people who have a love and a heart for Christ's church. And we feel like Raymond is a good model of that, as one who is already eldering us at Emmanuel Baptist Church, but is also showing a love for God that is manifested in loving him with all of his mind. And so we pray that we will have the opportunity of being able to welcome him onto the staff team, onto the team of teachers at NIRT, but for us to do so, we need your help. And so I invite you to consider whether you as an individual or your congregation would partner together with Nairobi Institute of Reformed Theology in being able to raise up the necessary support that it will require for us to see Raymond come on board as one of the teachers in this coming year. Thank you for taking time to listen and to consider this request.